Now, going over to the political part podcast, you have Vivek saying that healthcare is a critical frontier for DOGE, aka the Department of Government Efficiencies. This comes to us thanks to Vivek's Twitter profile, where he says, quote, healthcare is a critical frontier for DOGE. I met with Marty Macri, Mahim's Oz, and other incoming health appointees last week. It's clear that they're serious about reducing cost and they understand innovation is a key part of the solution, not the problem. I left impressed with the team. Hashtag Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is building. I don't say that lightly, unquote. They got 1.5 million views as well as 38,000 likes, which, yes, I agree. That's one of the biggest line items. And it's also one of the biggest causes of bankruptcies in the United States for individuals. And, well, second to only perhaps, well, I was about to say student loans, but they lobbied, so you actually cannot get rid of student loans in bankruptcy. It's very unique in that regard. But with healthcare, when it comes to bankruptcies, it's the number one cause of citizens in the United States. It's detrimental. Sometimes the procedures and the cost is more bloated than the federal government in and of itself with its ineptitudes. And I can't but think, let me know in the comments, every time in the rare instances where I go to a doctor's office, they have like 3 or 4 people sitting doing nothing in the receptionist area. Don't get me wrong, many of them are nice. Some are a little sassy. Some of them are rude. They're human after all. But I mean, some of them, you just sit there and they're literally on their cell phones playing video games or looking at the Facebook. They're not actually working. They're just occupying space. And kind of hilariously ironic, most of them are not the pinnacle or face of health that you would think they would be, considering they work in a healthcare job, but I only partially digress. And again, all those jobs add up to the cost. And it's one of the ridiculous reasons why just showing up to see your doctor costs like $200 in some cases. It's ridiculous. And it'll be interesting to see if they actually dive into the intricacies and maybe decipher and get rid of all the overlapping and how the insurance companies play the game. It's just ridiculous. Now, again, it went pretty well. I got 1.5 million views and 38,000 likes. Now, going to top comments here, you have someone by the name of My Inner Pundit saying, quote, opinion, disassociated or disappointed in Dr. Oz and the Surgeon General picks. Where's Dr. Ladapo or Carson? Which, yeah, what happened to Ben Carson? Here's maybe they'll come back to the forefront. I haven't seen him in a little while. Let's see here. That got 2,000 likes. Going down more and more, you have, let's see, Mary. I'm trying to pull this up on the screen here. Can I see that comment here? Let's see. Mary Uhart says, we don't like healthcare picks who approve of Fauci vaccines, masks, or any other medical depopulation propaganda. They got 1.2 thousand likes and probably got this video taken down from the YouTube. Again, watch on Rumble or Apple Podcasts or Spotify for pure uncensored goodness. Mary Tally Bowden says, we're not impressed, getting 1.4 thousand likes. A lot of pushback for Vivek in this time. Let's see here. AR says, Oz supported trans surgery for kids openly, and on a show, Surgeon General Choice was an aggressive, open vaccine pusher, despite mountains of data. The contrary, sorry, but 2 choices are hard no's from Maha, also known as Make America Healthy Again. This is a unique party. We need both to withdraw. I got 892 likes. Got Marty Nelson says, what is bothering us? Or sorry, is RFK Jr. so vocal about vaccines, yet these appointees pushed them hard during the pandemic? What is the reasoning? We want to know. That's not what we voted for. Getting 787 likes. I was going to say, this might be a rare ratio for Vivek. Let's see here. Declaration of Means says, my kind of healthcare research. It's Tech and Science article from 2017 saying macho men are ruining science by volunteering for pain studies to show how strong they are. Getting 256 likes. Scrolling down more and more. Let's see. A lot of people talking about vaccine mandates, how they should be sued into oblivion, how any government official that pushed it should be fired. Tech Mojo says, Surgeon General appointee has a lot of questions that need to be answered, getting 620 likes. Scott Patrick says, I paid $200 a month for healthcare in 2012. Now my plan is $1,250 per month with a $5K deductible. How do we get that fixed? If I was in poor health or illegal, I wouldn't have to pay shit. True. Getting 365 likes. Yeah, it is fascinating how you have more benefits coming here illegally than actually being a hardworking taxpayer these days. Which begs the question, why the hell do people still pay taxes? It's fascinating to see how little we get these days if you are net contributor society. Tina Mason says, we don't want Oz. He is everything we voted against for. Ask around, getting 704 likes. Yeah, is it really Dr. Oz? Why the hell do they ask that guy? He's the guy, what was it? Oh, yeah, I always forget that's his real name, Mehmet. How do I forget that? But yeah, why would they? I mean, they tried running him. What was it in Pennsylvania in 2020? Like, he didn't live in the state, and he was just so unpopular he lost. I mean, it's just, yeah, remember Trump was pushing for him to get, was it senator in 2020? But yeah, Mehmet Oz is a life track record of pushing transition for kids. Like, I don't know any Republican who supports Dr. Oz. Like, even the people who almost support nearly everything Trump endorses and does, even they are hesitant to endorse Oz. Let's see here. Southern Bell says you also need to look into Obamacare, and you'll find out it has to make someone very rich, gain 36 likes. A lot of people comparing their premiums going up for the past decades, which, yeah, and that's far outpacing inflation. Again, that one guy's like, what was it, $300, or $250 to $1,250? It's insanity. Yeah, the biggest lie ever was Obama. You'll get to keep your doctor and your costs won't go up with Obamacare. Yeah, and yet people are so mentally vacuous. They supported it, they endorsed it. And again, just like most government handouts and subsidies, once you start giving people free stuff, it's hard to stop. Why, when Republicans were in power, when Trump was in office the first time, again, they had the House and Senate, none of them actually tried to get rid of Obamacare, or also known as the Affordable Health Care Act. None of them pushed for it. They had votes, they could have done it. And there are even some reports of some leagues saying, oh yeah, we can't do that, we need that to campaign on. So I'm so skeptical when Republicans gain power. We'll see how much real changes really come this time. I mean, hopefully, a pretty big Second Amendment advocate. Hopefully they repeal the 1934 National Firearms Act, also known as the NFA, or 1934. It means you have to pay for your God-given right. It's a $200 tax stamp for things like short-barreled rifles, short-barreled shotguns, suppressors, machine guns, destructive devices, and they treat it like a criminal, requiring additional photos as well as fingerprints and paperwork. Thank God inflation helped in that one instance, because that was $200 in 1934. It'd be about $5,000 now for that tax stamp, on top of the extortion tax of sales tax. Ridiculous. For your God-given right shouldn't be taxed at all, but I partially digress. That's why, again, they're saying they need to push for a lot of changes. We'll see how many they really do. Again, appointing RFK Jr. was a huge thing in and of itself. Whereas Trump would say, huge, no one appointed him except me. He talked to the other campaign. They talked to Kamala, but she was so mentally vacuous, she said no. But in all seriousness, we'll see how much gets done on the healthcare front. I think everyone can agree it's ridiculously bloated and expensive. And I think Obama actually did advocate for the law to actually have price transparency, yet it was never actually enforced by Biden. And I think hospitals should be like a McDonald's. You should have the prices right in there, right on the billboard, or right on the menu when you go to a doctor. Yes, there are going to be compilations when you things like surgery stuff can come up, don't get me wrong. I understand why there might be variations in price, but yeah, the lack of price transparency is extremely frustrating. I usually like to treat it like bidding for a used car, where you get your best quote from like the top 3 providers, which is ridiculous, but you gotta do what you gotta do. And let me know, it looks like Vivek got pretty ratioed pretty hard in this case, but let me know, how much real changes will it come to healthcare? Is it possible to reduce its cost? A lot of politicians will push back saying, oh, it's one of the base parts of our GDP, it's like 20+%. It's huge. But partially because it's got bull crap in there, like extra jobs that don't need to be done, extra costs that don't need to be there. So I hope this changed so that at the end of the day, it is more efficient and affordable for everyone. But let's just say I'm pretty skeptical. Let me know your thoughts are, because as always, it'd be fascinating to hear what you have to say. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune in today. Again, trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of the month. So if you can click that button, I would greatly appreciate it. Also, give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, or comment. It's a great way to give me some additional feedback, letting me know how I can make the show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe, fight the good fight.